Welcome back to the Gilfston. I am Stephanie, your host, and I have Sky DuFaux back to talk about Sky.
We're going to talk about, to all you guys, how to understand the female sexual brain, because it's totally different than what you think it is.
Yes, I love it.
What turns women on? And I have a big hint. It's not dick pics. No. I mean,
No?
Steph collects them. She has a collection. I think she might have a screensaver or a tile setting for her.
I do.
But that's completely it's actually disembodied penises it's just fun. It's not actually increasing her attraction toward you. She's just adding it like a trading card to her collection of penis pictures.
I am, definitely. And I actually do make playing cards out of them. And I want you to know I am creating a book on all the variations of penises, and we're having a discussion about them. So yes. Anyhow.
There's a lot of different species. It's quite a zoo.
Yes, and men really do love to show their penis, and they really love women to look at them and go, oh, wow, look at this, an amazing thing. It's so beautiful. Okay, but that's not what happened. So here's what happened. A girlfriend goes to me, what is wrong with men? Why can they not get it? And I'm like, honey, it's very difficult to teach a man or to a man to know. So I'm like, you know what? Let's go to Sky. Sky's going to know. And so I went to Sky, and Sky goes, I'm going to teach these guys. So Sky, please.
So we're going to begin, as my stories often do, in the past, which is all the way back to the origin of the human species, where we're in villages making music. There's a fire. What are the girls doing? They're dancing. What are the guys doing? They're watching. I think fundamentally the big kind of overview of this is that men are watchers and women are performers. And if you understand that about women, then you'll understand how to attract them, and what works and what doesn't.
I think that people really don't understand that, and things are really complicated now with social media and everything, but we really do need to bring things back to basics. And so that's what we're doing here, bringing it back to basics. And I love that, because if they just stand, wait, and watch, instead of being so like an attack dog or a pit bull or whatever you want to call it, or tell them to stand down, they might see something. So it's an amazing little thing. Just we're performers.
Yeah, guys struggle with this. It's so the first and most important thing as a man is to let a woman know you're interested very directly. And I'm not talking like creeping around, like kind of looking at her from the side. You go up and you very clearly, and it's not like, hey, you got great tits, I want to take them home tonight and give them kisses. It's I said before that the approach is always approach someone, a woman that you want to talk to, like she's an old friend that you haven't seen in a while, and that she's excited to see you and you're excited to see her. So if you bring that basic excitement and energy into the space when you meet her right away, you're never going to be creepy. If she rejects you, she's going to reject you in a warm way. Like, I'm sorry, I'm waiting for someone right now. But in other words, I wish I could talk to you, because you approach her with warmth and a certain level of familiarity. Like, if you come to her and in your mind she's a stranger, then you're going to treat her like a stranger and she's going to be uncomfortable.
Can you give a couple example scripts just so people have a couple? No. Okay, fine.
I mean, it's just like, what brings you here? Like, I mean, I'll talk to anybody like, how come, like, what brought you to South Florida? Are you a visitor, or are you local?
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. Good. Okay. I think that a lot of men just do not know what an opener would be.
What the opener should be?
Yeah. Like, they just don't.
Two people find themselves in the same place. How did you get here? How did you come to be in this place? What's going on? oh no, nothing, I'm just here with my friends, or oh, I'm local, I come here every night, or I'm in from Dallas, I came to a wedding. There's always going to be something for you to pick up on and start a friendly conversation.
Love that. Okay, so go back to your energy, my love. I love you. Go back.
Well, the energy is that you're old friends and you're both excited to see each other.
Okay.
So I mean, by indicating your interest, that's the first step. The first step is always to indicate your interest in the female. Let her know that you're interested. And then after you can tell that she's received that and she's engaged because she feels comfortable, that's the point where you pull away and you consciously create space. And I'm not talking about nodding and like starting to prod her with questions. I'm talking about actually you've pushed in, you've indicated your interest, you're giving her your focus and attention, but you pull back. You actually create physical space. You don't lean in like this. Hey, you know, you physically just adjust and create a little bit of space, comfortable in your space, but you pull away and let her fill it. Like, it's really like, I'm paying attention to you. Here we are. Most guys want to perform. They want to say, I do this and I do that. Aren't I cool? Check me out. And the best thing is for her to get her to tell a story, and then you riff on that with a story of your own. Before you know it, you're swapping stories, and it's fun and lively and entertaining. But you're always conscious that you need to create space for her.
Love that. It sounds simple, but it's actually very hard, I think, for men to do. So let's elaborate a little bit.
So just remember, you have nothing to prove. This is your old friend catching up. She already likes you. There's nothing to prove. You're not trying to get her approval.
Right there. I like that.
If you're trying to get a woman's approval, she's going to feel pressure. She'll know that you're trying to impress her.
Well, men tend to try and give all the where they work, what they do, their title, homes they own, cars they own, all of this. And honestly, a lot of women could give a shit about that. There are women that do. Okay, let's be clear. But that's not the first priority. I want to know about this person, you know? And that to me is such a turnoff. The minute they do that, it's a turnoff to me.
Yeah, here's my resume. Is that great?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you seeking validation from me? You know, like, why don't you go to your therapist or, you know, call your mom or something? So unattractive, little boy. Hungry for attention, hungry for approval. You're a man.
Yeah.
You know, come into a space, you're comfortable in your skin. You're likable, you're worthy, you're present. You have nothing to prove, but you're enjoying the time. You're here. What are you giving her? You're giving your attention and you're giving her your time. If she's a gold digger, well, I mean, if that's what you're looking for, go right.
She'll want to know what you do and how much money you make.
She'll start digging for those kind of details.
Yes.
I would say always be mysterious. Make jokes. If she's pressing in, trying to learn, you know, very specific details about you, like, so what do you do? Say, you know, what do I do? Well, I fight crime, but mostly at night. I mean, it's like, where are you from? Gotham City? You know, I mean, you can play games, like, and if you say it with you, so that she knows you're joking, it's a way of kind of saying, like, do we have to be so serious all the time? We have to talk about what we do, serious things. Like, so the whole goal is to move into
turning the conversation away from we don't need to go there. Yeah. Let's just enjoy each other.
Let's make jokes.
Right. Yep.
And if you're not naturally funny, which a lot of people aren't, then don't try to be. You know, definitely don't tell jokes, canned jokes. Like, oh, I heard a joke. You want to hear it? It's always like, oh no, you just set up a performance, you know, and and you're probably going to fall on your face.
Okay, so
men make is looking around, and it's like the hugest turn for a woman. Looking at your phone, looking around all the time. Like, if you're not here, then why are you here? I mean, and she's going to give you she's going to tell, like, the instant you start, like, she's done. She's out. Because the resource you bring is your attention and your focus. That's what's sexy, quite honestly.
What about checking out women? Other women?
Absolutely not. Are you kidding? And if
It's a big issue.
If she's checking out other guys, then just eject, right? She's letting you know she's not interested. Move on.
Yep.
That's exactly what you're doing if you're checking out other girls. Like,
yeah.
And I would say, here's the other thing. Go after what you want. Like, don't be like, oh, I can't go after her. She's too attractive, or she's out of my league. Go for it. Like, honestly, women who are more attractive get hit on less. And they're just as desiring of friendly conversation. Remember, you always start from a mindset of friendly conversation. You're not trying to get anything out of her other than to learn about her and spend some time. And if you have another agenda, she's going to pick up on it, and you're going to fall on your face.
Yeah, exactly. If your agenda is to get the home run, to hit the goal over the fence post, then she'll know, well, somebody, I mean, if she's enlightened or whatnot, but she'll feel it. I mean, what you're saying is what a lot of the women that I know struggle with, and they don't understand why it's this not getting to know each other. What's the rush of having to, like, hey, tonight, can we go back to my house, or can we go back to your house? Or, I mean, it's like this thing. No one's interested in, like, jumping into bed right now, is from what I'm getting from conversations. I don't know if it's true. I think, maybe first base, but even the first base thing, these guys do not know anything about first base. So
doesn't first base include my hands in your panties, though? That's my first base.
Yes, it does. That is first base. But the fingers, but the guys go, like, they don't even know what to do with the finger. You know what I mean? Like,
they don't know what to do with their fingers. Oh, no. It's terrible.
Okay, so go back. Tell these guys what they need to do. Are they supposed to be expecting to get into a girl's pants in the first night?
I mean, if she rolls that way and that's the way you roll, I mean, sure. But, I mean,
to have that expectation.
I really want to emphasize that you are arriving with only one expectation, which is to share quality time with someone. And it's not even necessarily about getting to know them. That's a very serious kind of intention. Maybe they don't want to reveal themselves. You just want to have fun and share some time together and see if you're comfortable in the space with each other. And if it turns out that you are, then there's a basis to move forward.
I think you kind of, it's interesting because I think that across the room, you see someone, you get a feeling, you go over and you go, whoosh, instead of doing exactly what you're saying, just chill out.
Chill out.
It's just chill out.
Don't be afraid to just say nothing. There can be if there's a moment of silence where you're just chilling, don't be sitting there being like, oh God, how do I fill the silence? Let her. Like, honestly, as long as you're bringing your focused attention, like, one of the most charming men in film is George Clooney. Okay, if you watch the scenes with George Clooney, he's often, his eyes are glittering. He's happy, he's smiling, but it's his incredible focus where he and his silence, he's actually creating space, and he's responsive, right? And you can't fake it. Like, you can't pretend to be focused. You can't pretend to give your attention. It's not just like sitting there looking at somebody. It's actually give them the gift of your full attention. Notice things about them. They're moving, what they're talking about, where they're pausing, their accent, anything. Pick up on all the details. Enjoy them. I mean, women are like, the whole reason to go and meet women is to enjoy them. So enjoy them, right?
Exactly.
To be enjoyed. The more you enjoy them, the more they'll perform for you, and the more enjoyable it will be.
And you are 100% right. I can't wait. I have all these girls to share this. Okay, go. You were going to say something. Say.
That is setting the stage, right? It's like
Yes. Okay.
once you're in this place where everybody's comfortable, maybe you've shared some laughs and some stories, you've created some space, she's definitely enjoying herself. Then the obvious question is, for a lot of guys, how do I close? Like, what's the closer? What's the quick?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would say the way to a woman's heart is through her ears. Actually, it's through your words. And what you really want to demonstrate is that you're a sophisticated gentleman, that you have great taste, that you're poised, that you're a little bit naughty and fun, like you're not boring, and that you're comfortable with yourself. When you reach the next stage, I think, this is the advice I gave my sons, is that women like to be entertained. So once she's down, when she's like hanging, the next step is to figure out how to move things forward towards something entertaining. Like, do you like to dance? What about karaoke? You like to sing? It's about moving the action forward to the next step. You're picking up, you just met this woman. She's obviously out looking to meet men, right? If she's still talking to you, or maybe her friends join, whatever, it's the way of you initiate as a man,
Mm-hmm.
provide that initiation of energy and movement towards something fun. If you just sit there in the bar, she's going to get bored and wander off. You fail to entertain.
100%.
It's like what I tell my boys is like, you are the entertainment.
Right? Exactly.
And I know that seems counter to the let the woman perform for you. You're the entertainment insofar as that you provide the energy to move the night forward to the next venue, the next act. What are you, hungry? You want to go somewhere? I'm starving. You like seafood? Maybe we should get some oysters. Does it sound perfect? We could get some bubbly and some oysters. I know a spot right around the corner. Easy. Move it forward.
Love that.
Go for a walk on the beach. Anything. I mean, get creative. I mean, when you were kids, you would steal golf carts to go run around in the sprinklers, right? Once you have her attention, treat it as your first date. Just scored a date, dude. Right on. Don't think the plan is to get her drunk and then fuck her in your car. That's not a sophisticated gentleman. That's not the plan. So things women like to talk about, if you need topics, right? Music,
Yeah.
food, fashion, wine, travel. These are all great topics. I mean, if you're ever at a loss for what to talk about, say, hey, what's your favorite wine? You like white wine? What's your favorite wine? If you know anything about wine, great. Talk about that. Or get her talking if she knows something about wine. That's so interesting. Buy her a glass of that wine. Bring the sommelier out. Talk to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's not hard.
It is, though, for some, but these are very good examples. I can see these being very valuable to a lot of people from what I read, and this is critical. So please continue.
I mean, gentlemen, honestly.
Can you move the date all the way? Like, tell us all the steps through the end of the night till we get the number or whatever,
I mean, if the woman is
No, don't end the night, but tell us how you get there,
Okay. So there's a decision tree here. So maybe she spent 30 minutes with you, but she's waiting for her friends and her friends show up. If she likes you, she's going to invite you along. If she's not able to because their plans can't include you, then that's the moment to get her phone number, and I would always advise immediately after you get her phone number, text her right there or call her right there just to confirm, right? So then there's the handshake. Always give her a hug and a kiss on the cheek. That's the get into her space, smell her hair, let her feel your warmth, your body. mean, honestly, if she spent 30 minutes with you, she's craving proximity. And that's going to be that's going to make the difference for her whether or not she thinks about you again. Is whether or not she liked the way you smell, she liked the density and feeling of your body near hers. Don't make it fast. Don't linger too long. I mean, it's really just like, but definitely, I mean, women like to be held. I mean, one of the worst moves of the woman is being tentative about touching her body. If you're going to touch your body, just touch your body. Like, if you're going to claim her, like you feel like she's down, put your arm around her waist and hold her next to you. Like, she wants to be claimed. If she's already given you the signals, and you stand up and she's going with you somewhere, put your arm around her waist, pull her close to you. She'll be like, yeah.
She will.
Thank you. But if you're like kind of touching her like, is this okay? She's gonna be like, oh, get away from me.
You need to show strength. You're 100%.
If she's made the decision to continue the evening with you,
love it.
And you stand up, claim her, bring her into your space, and believe me, she'll love it. She'll come right in there.
Oh yeah, she will.
And then when you're walking on the street, don't make the mistake of putting her on the outside of the street.
I know a lot of men make that mistake.
So maintaining your situational awareness is a huge turn on for women. So just like you're focused when you're meeting, out on the street, you're tracking things. You're keeping track of where you are. You're not getting lost in your story or in her story. You're maintaining focus and direction and attention. Because you've got to she's trusting you to look out for threats, right? To get her where she needs to be. She's putting herself in your power. She's made that decision. You have to respect the fact that she has given you that control and power. And if you fail in any way, she will notice and it'll turn her off.
100%.
Don't get lost. Don't make her navigate. Be absolutely clear about where you are and where you need to go. If for some reason you get off track, immediately ask someone for directions. Be humble. You've entertained her. You've given her space. You've made her feel comfortable, which was the beginning, making her feel comfortable. You haven't committed the deadly sins of talking about yourself too much, talking about your money or giving her your resume or where you went to school. If she's trying to dig into those things because maybe she's not a very sophisticated conversationalist, you successfully deflected into more entertaining areas like food, fashion, travel, drink. So if those are things that you're not so good at, then go study. Like, it's your homework assignment. Go look at a bunch of shoes, on the real. Get yourself a little education about things that women are into. Don't sit there and talk about your sports team or your guns or your hunting or your audiovisual setup or your video games or all the stuff that women are completely bored by, or your investment strategies, or your church. I mean, guys, please, these poor women, like, they spend all this money to get cute and they go out there so that they can spend some time with you. Please don't make them regret going out by boring the fuck out of them. Okay?
Just took all that time to get ready to go out with you. Let's spend some time on some of my stuff.
They like music. Oh, great. What concert? What was the last concert you went to? Tell me about it. Love to, Or can I see one of your playlists? And then scan the playlist to see if there's any songs that you know. Find points of common connection. But honestly, guys, also, I mean, this is your opportunity to subtly find out things that kind of matter about a woman, right? And whether you're interested. If she's got terrible taste, I remember I overlooked this one woman I was dating. She had terrible taste in music, and finally it was too much for me. Like, I just should have called it at the beginning. she likes like bad Canadian pop. You know, I'm like, she sent me something. She's like, "Isn't this great?" And I'm like, "This shows me that you have no soul, none." Like, I completely lost interest. Her biggest mistake was sharing songs with me.
It's so funny. I love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, so now you're at the next location. Good. You successfully move the action forward. Asked her what she's interested in, what she might want, or you predicted that by checking her out or listening to her as she's talking. And she's willing to go with you somewhere new, which is an amazing feat. You just met her, and now she's trusting you with a lot of things. So definitely be respectful of that. And at this point, I mean, I think it's time for you to let your guard down a little, right? Which I mean, that's what I mean. Guys, don't overshare. Don't be like, oh, my dog died, or oh, my kids don't talk to me, or my dad's a dick. Like, it's at this point where you guys can start to feel a little more comfortable if the stories and you take it that direction. If she's starting to be vulnerable and open up, then honestly, this is where guys make a huge mistake. I mean, what you hear from women so much is that guys aren't vulnerable, and because they always got to be strong, right? And listen, what women are really craving is intimacy, and there is no intimacy without vulnerability. Like, they're together, And so, if a truly strong man is comfortable with himself, comfortable with his mistakes, comfortable with his setbacks, comfortable with people not liking him, doesn't really fucking care because he's okay with himself.
You mean he's done the work?
Yeah. I mean, not all guys.
Yeah.
This is a high bar, guys. I'm serious. Like, if you haven't done the work, then you probably don't have any reason to be seriously dating in the first place, because you're just gonna fuck up the relationship. So, I mean, my advice is like, sure, go
in somebody else's life.
Yeah, someone else's life. Right? So if you're not
you shouldn't do that.
Truly comfortable in your own skin, then you're not really ready for a relationship. It's okay for you to have hookups and stuff. Like, find some drunk, slutty girls to go make out with. Like, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
There's tons of hoes. Like, just go find some. I mean, there's girls hoeing it up everywhere. But like, what I'm talking about.
We're in ho 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 town right now.
Ho ho ho!
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Exactly.
But we're not talking about a hoe. We're talking about a lady who's actually interesting enough to want to continue seeing. Okay? She's caught your eye, and I mean, honestly, at any point in this, you could walk away too. It's not like you're committed to that, So she also has to return the kinds of things that make you feel good, which is honestly, I mean, her playful feminine charm, right? Which is, and the fact that she's willing to perform for you. And when a woman, like, you can tell the difference when a woman is and performing. She gets animated, and she's in her feminine space. I call it the bikini dancer or the temple dancer. So women feel comfortable. When they feel comfortable and sexy, then they get into this kind of slinky, loose place, where they're, playing with their hair like that, and I mean, read the signs, guys, honestly. Like, put a woman out of her misery if she's looking uncomfortable. It's like, just let her go. Just say, hey, it was nice chatting with you. Have a great evening.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Just exit, because if you're pushing past that,
yeah,
it's done. Put a fork in it.
Yeah.
You either she's not available, or you don't smell right, or you're not her type.
There's something.
She's not. Yeah, she's not ready.
Okay. It's not about you.
No.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
Don't take it personally.
Yeah, I mean, so the whole thing about the approach and everything is, if you fear rejection, you will, you'll be all stiff and weird, and she'll feel uncomfortable. Which is why I want you to use the Jedi mind trick of, like, we're old friends. We'll We're all friends.
I love your Jedi mind
Like,
trick.
you go straight up to her when you see her. If you find her interesting or appealing, just go straight up to her and start talking to her because you're old friends. It's like you're gonna slink around, and sidle up there and try to get into her space. Oh, hey, oh, whoops, oh, hey, yeah, nice to see you. Like, you think the girls don't notice you creeping up on them? They do. They don't like it. They're like, oh, there's that creepy guy over there. Yeah, I know. He keeps slowly moving forward. It's like that thing out of the Squid Game, when the robot turns away, everybody starts running toward the robot. Like, if I look away, he's going to be closer.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah. Smile, laugh, enjoy yourself. I mean, it's supposed to be fun. If you take it seriously, it's going to be a bummer.
I love it. They either close the date, they start becoming vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Now you're vulnerable.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about wearing your heart on your sleeve, but definitely be willing to match her vulnerability, right?
Yeah.
So I think that the thing is, like, you're only leading the show insofar as you're moving things to the next page, right? And you're picking up on what she wants or where she's at, if she's hungry, if she's antsy, if she's getting kind of bored of the space, or if it's too loud. You're sensitive to where she's at and creative in moving the action to the next place. But every time you move the action forward, you're still responding to her. If you're trying to make her respond to you, you've got it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? It doesn't make any sense for men to be all performing for women, right? Because women will be like, got the roles wrong, dude.
Yeah.
You're supposed to create the space.
That's my job.
That's my job. Yeah. I think that's the main topic that we're talking about. That
Yes.
differentiating thing that guys get completely wrong is
they do.
Performing, filling the space, pushing in, not reading the woman. They're just completely oblivious to you. They're in their own ego. And she's like, while you're talking about yourself, she may just get up and walk away, and you'll just keep talking. Oh, what happened to her?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. True.
So, Steph,
okay, but
are there any of these things in your own experience?
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Okay, so let me validate. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you wanted me. Okay, I don't date, so I don't date. But have I experienced this? All of it, and my girlfriends have experienced all of this, and it's getting really. Honestly, that's why I was telling you, I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. Like, what is going on with these men that are just so like it's all about me, what I have, and me, and then you can no, it's not about you, and remember who is so I mean it's been a turnoff for me, just so you know. I have had a few people in the last year, and it's a turnoff to me. I just graciously walk away, and then they continue to, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, really, I'm good. And the same issues are with my girlfriends. They meet these guys that it's all about them and they don't understand. And then they just want this huge relationship, like right away. Women, I don't know. For me, I'm taking longer to decide about things, but all these other women are saying, like, what's up with these men that have to, like, it's all about that. And the communication is just horrible. So these women are just like not dating now. Like a few of my women, they're like, I'm going to wait till next year. So that's why I was like, I need to talk to you. And maybe we can try and teach some of these men what to do.
This is really charming 101.